Hello and welcome from Hong Kong. Today's topic is going to be practical and informational, and I hope you find it useful. As you can see from the title, I want to discuss something called negative list that exists in China. This is such an important topic that it should not be ignored. You cannot just ignore it. What is negative list? Basically, you have to Google it. You have to understand it before you start your business. So negative list basically specifies the categories of products and services which are prohibited for investment or require special government approval or license or fulfilling some conditions, basically. Negative list has existed in China since the beginning, since China opened up for foreign investment. There are strategic areas of business, according to China, that are prohibited 100% or prohibited 50%. When it's 100% prohibited, you cannot enter that business activity. You cannot trade with those products. For example, first, for services. You cannot go to China, open a TV channel as a foreign investor. Prohibited. 100% prohibited. You cannot go to China, open a bookstore. 100% prohibited. So far, September 2025, both of these are in 100% negative list. Now, half restricted area. It's like 50% negative list. I'm going to give you an example. Let's take selling electronic vehicles. This is half restricted. It means if you fulfill certain conditions in China, your company, registered company, WFOE, if you fulfill certain conditions, you are given a license to trade with electric vehicles, basically EV cars. And same thing goes to petrol-based engine cars, used and new. So these are like half restricted products. You have to meet certain conditions. Services, logistics service, for example. Also, half restricted. You can own it 100%. You can, start a logistics company, but there are conditions to be met. First of all, registered capital must be at least 5 million yuan, which is equal to 630 something USD, K, of course. And you have to inject it within 5 years. You fulfill this requirement, then can you apply for international logistics license and start operations. Basically, you see, these are some examples. Before researching and understanding what negative list is, please do not start a business in China, especially if you are serious, or maybe, let's say, everybody's serious. I take it back, actually. I'm just saying if you are established company, okay, not a new starter. For new starters, maybe they can test different markets. If something is prohibited, they can maybe pivot, change direction, etc. But for established brands with established list of services and products, you have to do the homework first, understand negative list thoroughly, and make sure that your product or service is not in the negative list. Or if it is, then please find out what are the conditions for you to obtain the license. Very important. Because the reason why I'm making this video is because many people book a call with me and they ask millions of questions related to technical processes like company formation in China. Company formation in China is given, the whole process is explained to you for free here on YouTube. We have this dedicated playlist called China Company Registration Course, and you don't have to pay for it. It's just 6 videos. You can just go to that playlist and watch, and that's it. Company registration process hasn't changed since we published those videos. And what you have to ask me if you book a call, or someone else, you're talking to your agent, Ask more about products that you will be selling and potential licenses and permits. Please do. Otherwise, sometimes, not always, but it happens sometimes, clients down the road show a surprise face and say, oh, I assumed that I could just sell it. No, please do not assume. When you're entering the Chinese market, please forget, your established knowledge regarding import and export, because most of the time it will not apply in China. Why? Because China, similarities between China and your country, the chances are very, very, very minimal similarities here. Especially China is heavily bureaucratic country. That's not a secret. Many things are based on paperwork. And therefore, there are so many licenses that potentially your company might need, that you just have to do your homework in the beginning and ask these questions to your agent when you book a call, when you're having a call. Instead of wasting it on questions like company formation, these are like technical questions you can easily understand by your own, by watching these videos on your own. So negative list, some people, do ask about it. The question is, can you give me the list of negative lists, like list of products? Well, it's kind of hard to share the full list of that negative list, is because China is one of those countries. Again, I mentioned it many times. They don't publish everything, on one website. It just not like that, in here. So in order to obtain the negative list in specific categories of products or services, we have to inquire from the government departments, and then we can obtain it. But of course, if you book a call and tell us what area, what categories of products and services you are in, we can easily research it for you and then give you an answer. We just have to accept that, this is the way China operates when it comes to, publishing information. Unfortunately, there's no one government website where you can find all the information possible. It doesn't exist. So, once again, don't waste your time asking questions related to, if you book a call with me. If I were you, I wouldn't ask these technical questions, because technical questions easily found on YouTube, on our channel. Not many videos, just 6 videos. Go ahead and watch this China company registration course, and that's it. And prepare more questions about the categories of products you want to sell, export or import. And this is another point as well. Some of the products are only allowed to be exported, not imported. Like medical, medical products or medical equipment products. China is not really interested in importing them from all the countries, or even food and beverage. Food and beverage has, exporting is like almost not prohibited, except for rice. Rice is considered strategic product in China, but most of the food and beverage products in China are open for export. But importing food and beverage into China is something you have to really consider, because China has this list of countries per category which are allowed to import into China. For example, there is a list of countries for meat, frozen meat, like beef, and then a list of countries which can import chicken feet, and so on. There's honey. We did market research for a company from Chile a while back, and it's very interesting actually. China does not import honey from all the possible countries. There's a specific list for it, and so this list goes on actually per category. And then as I mentioned, it's not published on one website, unfortunately. You book a call, you become a client, then we can go ahead and research it for you thoroughly. So that this you see, what I'm trying to say here. Registration part is a technical thing. You have to skip it and do the homework yourself, but spend your call consultation, paid consultation, on more like running the company. In China, again, many things are different. Let's say compared to US LLC. US LLC, you established it, and then not many things. It's not very complicated to understand how to maintain it. And you don't, most of the time, you don't really need any special licenses. Even for medical products, even for food and beverage products, you don't really need any special license. But in China, like we mentioned, China is a heavily bureaucratic country. So there are many licenses that you might need. So this is the important topic I wanted to discuss today. Please, focus on more products and services you want to sell. So you send your questions accordingly. And we try to, of course, research every possible questions that come through YouTube. But, I always recommend you book a call so we can discuss your specific situation. And then we can give you, customized answers. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.